Welcome to Freezer Frenzy, which is also called Spongs because that's the name of the exe you have on your hard drive when you run it. I wanted to make a quick video about this because I found it on my computer the other week and I'm honestly not sure where I got hold of it, but it was one of the first games I ever played. Let's start this up. And there's only one video online of it showing its existence at all from a retro game site in Russia, so I wanted to give this some exposure again and let you know what I grew up playing, because this came out when I was maybe 4 or 5. And I used to play this before getting ready for school. Actually, I used to play this frequently during the time I was meant to be getting ready for school and driving my mum crazy. But now I've got a career building complicated web software and, and I'm still no good at it. Yeah, so I'm not saying this game was directly responsible for my career, but this was the start of my interest in computers and games and everything like that. So this was based pretty heavily on a game from 1982 by Sega called Pengo. In this version of it, you control this little penguin called Pengy at the bottom left here, and he has to push these blocks of ice around his freezer to get rid of the infestation of spongs. I'm not totally sure what they are. They're these purple things with pronounced eyebrows that look a bit like miniature copies of Alistair Darling. You can do that by squashing them with the ice, or if you peck the edge of the freezer, which is how I used to play, then if I just lure him to the edge here, come on. Yeah, if you peck the edge, it does two things. It stuns all the spongs on the edge, and it produces that hideous telephone noise and drives everyone in the house crazy. Come on, come down here, come down here. I'm not sure if these things move randomly or if they have any kind of intelligence at all, but if they are moving randomly, then I'm surprised at their apparent intelligence. As the levels go on, you get more spongs, of course, more eggs, and more of them come out at a time. You can see a dormant egg, 2 of them in the right-hand side of the screen there, so they'll come alive once I get rid of these ones. And you get more points depending on how you defeat the spongs. If you just squash them while they're stunned, it's not very sporting and you don't get a lot of points for it. But if you can whack them with an ice block while they're alive, that's worth a lot more. I'm going to play until I get an extra life, which I think happens at 10,000 points, and 100,000 points, and that was always a fantastic moment in my youth to achieve that, so we'll see if we can still do that. That's something you get a lot of points for. This is a really satisfying sound, just the noise of all the ice clearing. I'd forgotten about this. Oh, I'm surrounded by them. Look how many of them there are. Okay, we're going to resort to the beak the edge of the freezer tactic here, I think. We are, of course, begging the question in all of this, why a penguin owns a freezer. This is a good place to be up here, because the spongs can eat through the ice, but it slows them down. So, as long as you've got a long passage to you, and you can see them coming, you're unlikely to die. Oh, let's see if we can get a massive combination here. Come on, come on. Come down, come down, come down. Oh! 3 will do. Look at that! Okay, there's still loads of them to go. There's another thing you can do, which I'm going to try to do now, probably without much success, is that if you line up the purple blocks, the ice cream, the lollies, and the clearly inedible frozen pizza, which nobody likes, then you get bonus points, more of them if it's in the middle. So, there we go! Welcome to Cash Freezer. So I'm trying to think where I first got this from. It must have been on a PC Plus cover disc. PC Plus was a magazine that started in the mid-80s, and I actually just looked it up before starting this video. They actually finished in 2012 after something like 326 issues, which is not a bad run. Oh! Yeah, I used to write little comic strips about the characters from this, called Pengy and Spongy, which, now that I think about it, Spongy would just be pronounced Spongy, so that's not a fantastic character name. But, yeah, the whole thing was as creative as you would expect, given those names. I've been trying to find out more about who wrote this game as well. The title screen says it was written by Mushroom Magic Software, so I googled that. I didn't find anything about the company, but I am now on a federal drug watch list. Otherwise, in the documentation you get with the game and everything, he's only identified as a student called Dan who lived in Sheffield. So I have no idea who wrote this game. Oh, you see, all the eggs are hatching just now. And that is going to make my life very difficult from here on, especially I've already lost all my lives. Yeah, another question I want to ask is just how long Pengy left his freezer to make it get this rancid that these creatures are hatching from it? I'm rapidly succumbing to the invasion here. If I ever go to my fridge and I find these purple pulsating eggs in it among the food and assorted body parts and other things I keep in it, then I'll know it's time to give up. I'm going to take it out into the back garden and burn it rather than trying to rectify the situation by pushing ice around. There is a time when you know you've messed up so badly, the only thing is to start over, which is incidentally why I have a younger brother. How long must I have spent on this game each morning to have persevered enough? I'm only at 67,250. Which is quite a lot on paper, but if I was just doing this all the time and getting 100 points for stepping on them, then it must have taken me years. Oh, it's dead. Okay. I've failed to reach my objective, something that I could do when I was 5 years old, so clearly I'm getting older and more decrepit. But I can see that Daniel William Allen, that's presumably the Dan that was in the documentation. So, Daniel William Allen, or however you pronounce that, wrote this game, and now a small piece of mystery is resolved. But I can't enjoy that because I've just realised I've been talking for this video too long and it's made me late for work. Bye!